And we are live. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And welcome, Took from Took's Crafts Table. I am so happy you are here today. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to be zipping back and forth.
Hi, everyone.
And let's see. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh,
We got all our sound stuff working out in the chat. I've got to change my setup over here. I realized what I did. And get this back over here. There we go.
hi, Victoria. Hi, everyone.
Thanks for rolling with our growing pains.
Is it Beth? Kate?
So Victoria went live for the first time with her group. Oh, for the second time. Okay. So that is awesome.
Like, my dad's still not.
I think I would just not worry about it today, Took, and then you and I can practice another time. More important that we be able to be here with our friends. There we go. Hey, Terry. Isn't it wonderful to put another face with the people?
But why my camera's not working?
It's working on this end, Took. Oh, I see your camera. No, there's just a little bit of a lag. Oh, and then we lost you. There we go. Wave your hand.
Let's see my hand.
Wave your hand under your camera so we can see if it's there.
I did.
Well, we can chat and stitch. Hey, Jessica.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's just a really bad lag today. And that just happens sometimes. Hey, Natalie. Took is a little quieter. Okay. Well, Took is a quiet person. Hi, Corinne. Or Corrine. Hey, Tuesday.
Just start a chat and see if I can see. Yeah, the lagging. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Tuesday.
Yeah. So you're working, Took. You're working.
Very slow.
Hey, Barbara. Yeah. Really, really big lag. Really big lag. And I don't know from all the times I've seen it happen with Patty and Maggie, I don't know that there's anything we can do about that. I just don't know. Wow, I just turned the ticker off. There we go. Yeah, so there's probably a 20-second lag at least. So let's just relax and stitch and say hello to everybody. I want to hear what people are working on, but I also want to thank Took for being brave, finding her courage and coming out here and going live with me. Hey, Marjorie. It's so exciting to have a friend to come on live with me. And those of you that are in the Facebook group, I put out an invitation for anybody else that wants to. But Took, tell us about how you got into art. I mean, go ahead and stitch if you want while you're doing it, but I want to hear your story because it seems like you do so many different kinds of art. I want to hear about it. How did you start?
I always interested in art. Right in high school, I studied fine arts, and just never have a chance to continue. And I just keep hobbies going alongside my work since over 20 years. Maybe I start with oil paint, watercolor. Try to never get good about it, and then quilting has always been my interest. And then continue to card making, and then here.
Took Barbara just made a good comment. Just watch the StreamYard screen and don't worry about the YouTube because that'll get you confused looking at the lag. And then you won't have to be doing like I am going back and forth with stuff. It won't be quite so confusing. So if you look at it in StreamYard, you should just be able to see the chat off to the side. Hey, Karen. Karen's trying to find inspiration. You do collage more than anything else. We have a lot of people in here that do collage. I love to do collage too. Took does beautiful collages. And I think.
Oh, nice, Barbara. Yeah.
Hi, Rhonda from Australia. Welcome. Boy, those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. Wow.
Yeah. So excited. To be honest, my heart's still pounding.
It's very strange for a while to get used to the whole seeing yourself on the screen, but I think it's so important for people out there to put a face with the work that we do. I think the next time they watch one of your videos, they're going to get a little bit more excited because they're going to remember they saw you here and they have that connection. Barbara's been Zen tangling with tireless tangling. Oh, wow.
I hope I feel brave.
It's all good. I have never sewn with.
Yeah, sorry, I have to squinting because I didn't wear my glasses, and then
I do the same thing.
And
hi, Jenny.
I squeezed my eyes so much.
Karen's in Wales. Natalie lives close to Took. I'm jealous. I would love to go do a
Kitchener. Yeah, I know Kitchener. Hi, Jessica.
Okay, who's sewn with silk threads? I already can see I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah, you should come. I'm just going to do a slow stitching too today, and this is a friendship square that I still owe my friend. So, oh, thank you, Tuesday.
Marjorie's working on her word tag. Nice.
Yeah, Marjorie, you like do 52 tags.
Well, I'm working on, you guys watched me piece these together. These are my ones that I did on the back of felt, and then I painted them. Remember, you were worried how I was going to paint them. So we've got the purple, and I've got the blue, and I've got the green. I actually have two greens due to a goof up. Yeah, so I got the silk thread, and I can already tell it's going to be a hassle. But that's okay. I think it's going to be worth it if I can get to I may have a hassle just trying to thread the needle. I don't know.
Me too. I didn't have my glasses.
Yeah, you know, it's the next time it's going to be, you'll be that much more of a pro. And I mean, I'm still learning a lot of this, you know, going live stuff too. Oh, that worked. I saw a lady do a knot the other day. I probably won't be able to do it. Let me do it with another thread that's not one of my silk threads. See if I even have something long enough I can do one with. It was the strangest knot. I couldn't make it work. I kept making a worse knot in my thread, but oh, come on. Let's just thread a needle. And she, what she did, she took, okay, she had the needle
and Patty,
and she had the loose thing, and she wrapped it here.
patty cake.
And then she pushed the threads down the needle. Oh, this time it worked. No, it didn't. Yeah. And then there was a knot at the end. Has anybody seen one like that?
Yeah, it's called quilt knot. Yeah, I do like this. Like I do couple times. I'm not sure it.
Is that it? The quilter's knot? Okay. I had not seen it before. Every time I tried it, I kept making a mess. So I'm going back to my other one. Hey, Patty Cakes and Jenny. Anybody else, Julia, that I've missed? It was new to me. I had to go do a refresher. Uh-oh. There you go.
I think my internet is not up to par.
Let's see. I wonder if this will work. Ah, that's much better. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Glad to have you join us today.
Hi, Sharon.
So I have no idea what I'm going to do on this. Okay, the silk thread does feel awesome.
I love the green.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, Victoria wants to see your friendship square. Could you hold it up to the camera a little bit closer, Took? Did Lori, hi, you were able to make it. Lovely to see you here. That looks so pretty, Took.
I don't know. Does it?
Yes. Wait a minute. I know. Let's do this. We can. Whoops. Where'd you go, Took? Where'd you go? I lost you. Yeah, maybe I can stitch a dragonfly. Hey, Maria. Barbara, that was a good tip about just reading in StreamYard. I moved StreamYard over to the big monitor, and that's going to be a whole lot easier. There, she's coming back.
Yeah, I really think my internet is not up to par with the. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can. If I take you out of there, maybe we can see your work a little better. I just have to leave me in there because of the microphone. And there, you can see Took a little better. All right, there we go. Now, if I do this, there. Now we can see Took's beautiful work. That is awesome. They have too many options for laying out your screen.
I have yeah, okay. I got 4 to finish. They all pieces. Just need to put the stitch in them.
So there we go. Did you hand piece everything, or have you done anything on the machine? It's all hand pieced, I bet, huh?
No, all hand piece. I just do whip stitch, like you can see around, like
right.
Just like quick whip stitch to get and piece it down, and then I will come in and do some stitch around it, like this one. I just do simple around. Yes. And then I come in with these embroidery stitch, whatever you call them. I'm still learning on this part too.
So here's a question, an embroidery question for you and for everybody out there. Does anybody else struggle with trying to decide what, I mean, it's nice when you do something like Ann Brooks challenge, because she tells you, okay, do these stitches on your tag. For me, I'm like, what should I do here? You know, I've got a blank canvas here, and especially live, there's only a few stitches that I can remember without having to stop and go look up. I didn't like that knot, so I'm doing it again. So I always struggle with, how do I decide what I'm going to put where? How do you decide when you've got something like this, when your friendship quilt, how do you decide what stitches you're going to put on the pieces?
It's so tough. I just ask what people like, right? What my friend likes in their square, and then they tell mostly the color theme, and you just try to think and then try to do your own style and then choose the color to fit their, you know, I'm more comfortable to do my style but in their color theme.
Right. Do you have all your embroidery stitches memorized? The only ones I can do without looking up, let's see, I've got maybe about 5 or 6 of them memorized, and then the rest of them I usually have to go and refresh my memory. Terry says I have an inspiration board on Pinterest.
I open books sometime.
Yeah, I have a board of stitches, but I can't do that when I'm live here with you guys. Marjorie says,
so right now I'm just doing a simple stitch garden.
hey Shelby. Hey Marie. Marjorie says, I bought an old needlework book, so I have examples, and I slow stitch with a seam ripper, and the seam ripper gets a lot of work. Yeah. I can relate to that. Terry has a Pinterest board called I May Be Crazy for crazy quilting. Nice. Janet says, most of the time I decide what to put on my piece on what is within arm's length. Then it depends on what I picked up on what stitch I do on it. That's a good idea. Margaret says, I can only remember a few without looking them up and don't do the fussy ones. Yeah, I think a sample book is a good idea. I keep thinking I'm going to make one of those. Patty Cake says, I have to keep looking things up to refresh memory on the harder stitches, but always don't know where to start. Yeah. Yeah, Shelby, Ann's got some good stitches, beginning stitching videos that are good to watch. I can't remember the name of the gal I was watching last night. It was the same sort of thing, but for right-handed stitches. They were just like a couple minutes long. So we have Took here. Anybody have questions for Took? She's here. We can.
Yeah, I seen that. Sorry.
Marjorie, what is something that we could all do on these live streams? I think I missed something. A sample book? Well, that's the whole idea of a sample book, Sharon, is just to learn the stitches. Okay, I have no idea. I guess I'm doing seed stitch now. Okay, sample stitch book. That would be a good idea. We could all do that together. I will say that doing stitching during the lives makes it easy for me because it's not like a big paint mess. I can save that for other days, and then people that want to come on as guests can come on and stitch with us.
Yeah, that would be fun to have a sample stitch and then maybe and then post it on the group for people who can
Yeah, they
catch
can
the
post it in
live.
the group and we can pick a stitch. We can either pick a stitch or we can work at our own pace. I like to not have too many rules because if there's too many rules, I tend to not do things. Like last night, I was refreshing my brain on the seed stitch and I totally had forgotten that all the stitches were supposed to be the same length. Mine are just basically random straight stitches all over the place. I was like, oh, yeah, that does make it look a little bit more like a seed stitch if you make them the same length.
So I draw flower here. I don't know if you draw your.
I can't draw at all, so I don't draw anything. I might draw lines on mine. Yeah, Terry, we could share some directions before the live.
When I move my craft room and yeah, even though we try how many times we test and it still has so many hiccups.
It's okay, we'll get there.
Natalie, I got I got my thread from eBay. A lot of them are like vintage stuff, and then I see this one from Amazon. They're not DMC. They are this brand, but they're really good. Very close to DMC. They are a little bit cheaper than DMC.
Is that the pearl cotton? I have some of that. I bought some of the Valdani.
Yes, the pearly.
Yeah, the Valdani, I guess. And oh, it feels so nice to stitch with. It's really nice. Hey, Mariah. Victoria said, speaking of paint mess, did I use alcohol inks on my jelly plate? I have not, but you can. You totally can. Just, do whatever you want on them and then pick it up with a thin piece of thin coating of paint. Like how you think, Marjorie. Yes, seed stitches don't have to be the same length. They random seed stitches. I love them anyway too. And Margaret, yeah, it's Susan's stitch. Marjorie wants to know what brand. Is it Anchor?
No, it say Wonderfeel.
Oh,
one
yeah,
L.
I've seen that one on there too. So does it have a nice feel to it?
Yes, very nice feel, very nice color, and it's I can see like compare with DMC. I have some DMC, and they have like the very same feeling. And this is number 8. This is number 12, DMC, and this is the brand. It's very similar quality.
I have seen that box on Amazon. They seem like
Marsh, I will share the link.
Seemed like it was a good price for a variety of colors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if resin alcohol inks are different from the other alcohol inks. Mariah, do you know anything about that? Oh, Marjorie, what are you looking for? We have some
I have no idea anything.
master searchers. They can find stuff for you.
You like your Janet, the perlate cotton?
I have not done a lot with the perlate cotton, but the little bit that I have played with, I really like it. It's so smooth. This brand was not cheap. The Valdani, Valdani. Mariah, yeah, you knew I was going to ask you, right?
Oh, I saw those. They're not cheap.
They're not what?
They're not cheap.
No.
That brand, Valdani. I saw
I
them.
found them on Etsy. There was a gal, in fact, I have a video on it somewhere, but there was a gal that had the best price that I could find on Etsy with free shipping, and she had fabulous customer service. So I thought, well, I wanted to buy, because I had some DMC, and I'd been looking at that same brand that you've got, so I'm glad to know you like it. And I thought, well, I'll buy a couple of balls of the expensive stuff just to see if it's any different. And it is nice, but I bet you the one that you've got would be just as fine. What I can tell you about the silk.
Well, I mean, if I take the.
You taped what?
Sorry.
Couldn't hear anything.
If I take the label
Oh.
off, I could not tell them the difference.
Oh, wow.
Between DMC and the Wonderfeel.
Okay, well, that's good.
They feel the same. Very soft and smooth.
Yeah, I like the smooth. The silk is really nice going through this painted fabric, but you probably want to make short pieces because it's already starting to fray pretty bad. Yeah, Victoria said she got a box of threads from Amazon called Curtsy, and they're really good to stitch with too. Natalie, my DMC pearls in the different sizes I got from Amazon. My Valdani I got from a gal on Etsy. My silk threads, I think these are DMC silks. Yeah, DMC silk threads. They were from Amazon. So wherever, and sometimes you get lucky at the thrift stores. When I was going to thrift stores, I have both 8s, and I bought one of each. I bought an 8, a 10, and a 12, and then I bought more 8s because I wanted to see how I felt about the different sizes. Do you have a particular size that you like, Took?
I love the 8. I think work well, go through fabric nice.
Yeah. Janet says they say
way too tiny for me.
they say to run the silk through beeswax to keep it from fraying as much. Oh, that makes sense. What do the sizes mean, Took? Do you know the sizes? I don't do well on that.
I don't really know what gauge of these, but the number is low. It means it's thicker. Yes. So number 12 will be thinner than number 8, and number 5 and number 6 I think is very thick. This is I don't have because I got it from a thrift store. It's thicker than this, so I assume it will be number 6 or 5. And I don't like them.
Janet says, I don't like 5s at all. It's too thick. That makes it good for couching, though. Hey, Mitzi. Terry scored big time at the fabric sale she went to and got lots of threads. Nice. See, that makes no sense to me. The larger the number, the finer the thread. It just makes no sense. My brain cannot. It's the same thing with nuts and bolts. I just can't wrap my brain around that. I meant to bring over some other stuff for doing some couching on here, but yeah, hard to thread a 5 in a needle. Yeah. 5 is good for candle wicking. Ah. So how many friendship squares are you doing, Took?
It's total, I think, right, March? So I have 4 to catch up.
Wow. Sharon says, I found a lot of embroidery threads at a garage sale. They were all pre-loved. I do find a lot of them very thick, though. Not really my style. Yeah, use the thick ones for other things. Don't use them for stitching. You can lay them down and do the couching. You can use them for tassels. That's what I did with a lot of my thicker ones. I just put them over in the other bin and use them for tassels. Jessica pulls the strands apart. Yep.
That's a good idea too, Mark. For quilting.
Oh, yeah, for quilting. Seed beads work the same way. The larger the number, the smaller the beads. Yeah, I don't know where the logic is in that. Okay, I wished I had the beeswax out, but in order to get to the beeswax, I would have to lift up my laptop, and I have no idea what that would do to everything. So I'll save that tip for next time, but thank you for that. That actually makes perfect sense to run it through the beeswax.
You want mine? I can send you over.
Yeah, please, just through the computer, right? Share.
Yeah.
Darcy's being all quiet. Is he not in there with you?
He's outside.
Oh. Camera lens. Yeah, you're right. Camera lenses are the same way. You're right. Oh, Shelby uploaded her red block to the page. Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right. I think silk might take some concentrating.
Oh, yeah. We'll go see.
Let's. All right. What can we do? Be kind of interesting. Let's take one of the. So this is Sullivan.
So I'm really bad with names in general. So I don't know what the stitch I'm doing. Maybe.
Is that the flower kind of thing, huh?
Like yes, it's just like come up the center and then go down with the French knot at the top. So I'm just trying to fill in these. Like a dandelion flower kind of thing.
Is that the bullion knot with the stem? Maybe? Pistol. Natalie got it. Pistol stitch.
No.
It looks like.
It's a pistol stitch. Okay.
All right. When you can't get.
No, Marjorie. He's marketing strategy and researcher.
When you can't find the end of the thread, I don't like that. I guess maybe I was supposed to take it out of the thingy. There has to be an end somewhere, right?
But he's very good with numbers, so.
So this is some very cheap pearl cotton I got on Amazon. It's called Sullivan. But I figured if nothing else, it would be kind of interesting to do some couching with. Maybe.
Yeah, it will get it done so quick, right? With the couching and thick.
I love couching. I would do that all the time, but it's probably not going to show up very well on it. Well, if I do it on the dark part. Let's see what I can figure out. If I have a needle that's big enough to get. I didn't look at my needles to make sure I had one I could get through get the thread through. Okay, so Marjorie says the thread is not in a ball. You are to rewind it onto a bobbin. Ah, okay. I can do that. Tender bought a whole box of silk thread at a flea market, but find it complicated to sew with. Get hooked quickly. It's very yeah. I think the beeswax would be a definite thing to do with that. The bullion knot is the one that looks like caterpillars. Okay. Yeah, what I liked about doing the couching on, I don't know if you can, let's see, on one of these is, so if you can see the netting here, this is a seam that I cut off some, the netting that was under a dress that I got at Goodwill, and I saved it. And then by couching it down like that, it looks a lot more interesting. So I wonder if I can make any knots with this, or if it's going to be too thick, because I love like a whole bunch of knots. Oh, it works better if you put a knot at the end. Julia says, I saw a video, lubricate your sewing machine thread. It shows how to dip the thread. Thinking if it works in a sewing machine for quilting, it should work for embroidery thread.
Wouldn't it stay greasy?
Well, if you do it with beeswax, I wouldn't do,
Okay.
yeah. Anis says, why is it called couching? I'm couching now, but that's without a needle. I don't know why it's called couching. I have no idea. Anybody have any hints? Hi, Maggie. Okay, that seems like it wants to go through. The paint that I used on painting these was the Jacquard. It was a little exciter pack. You can get it a pretty good deal on Amazon, because I just wanted to try it out. And it does make it a whole lot easier to stitch through than when I've got stuff that I've painted with acrylics, even with the fabric medium. Just want some kind of loose knots. Maggie, I love the book text booklets you guys did. Those look so fun. I was watching that video this morning. I don't know what you would call them, inserts, what have you. Doing this wrong.
And I did my this morning, Maggie.
Did you finish yours, Took?
What's my microphone? No, I just said I did the template for my idea book this morning to follow Maggie and Lori.
I put it on my list, my to-do list. Okay, Margaret says it was originally a French word and pronounced couche, not couch. Okay, so couching. Ah, all right. Couche, like smoosh, huh?
Oh, okay. So cool.
So tell the truth, all of you with big thread collections like Took and I have, do you ever just kind of go in and just pick them up and pet them because they feel so good? I just love it.
I'm really bad. I have to admit it. I don't want to use them because I don't want to run out.
I know. I feel like that, except now my attitude really is, how much can we use up? How cool would it be to have, empty things that we had to then be able to go shopping again? Idea book. Who mentioned something about an idea book, Sharon? Tell me more and then we can talk about it. I love idea books. I love knots too. Yeah. Mariah said, Patricia made me bring back all the yarn from storage. Oh. Yeah, I got 2 metallic threads. I've got some gold and some silver, and there's a little bit of metallic paint on here, so I should probably accent the silver. Maggie says, whoops, we lost your tabletop, Took. And which means we lost your voice too, I think. It's a booklet to keep, an idea book is a booklet to keep ideas and things in when your memory isn't so great. Yeah. Barbara says, I have my big thread collection all wrapped up in plastic storage, and I'm thinking I need an open basket. I love the open baskets. And she's back. Oh, an idea book for stitches.
I really isn't it? It keep dropping me.
Margaret says, I need another lifetime to have empty.
Yeah, I think idea book for stitches would be the similar what we're talking about.
So would you guys like to do, maybe that would be a fun thing to do with the live streams. We could have different people come on, or Took can keep coming back until we get somebody else that wants to do it, whatever, and we can do some stitching on needle books that just give us our sample stitches. Would you want to each work on a different stitch? Or would you want to take 1 stitch a week like in the other challenge? Shelby says, I like to see and touch threads before I buy, and there's just as many shops, and there are just as many shops anymore.
Yeah, mostly online.
I shop in the studio. I like to go in there and shop my own supplies. Are you coming back there, Took?
I know, it just keep dropping me off. I don't know why. It could be my
1 stitch a week. Okay. Does that sound good to people? I like that idea because then I don't have to think about what I'm doing each week for a while. And it's not like we're trying to, we can introduce a different stitch each week. No, Jaya, I'm not only going to be doing stitching shows. We'll do other things.
I think it's best to put on you, Susan, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because it keep dropping off, and it really is going to be my internet, I think.
Well, maybe next time we can.
I can, yeah.
What we can also do is we can start it in the group, in the Facebook group, so that then, because it's a good point that Jaya makes. Excuse me if I'm mangling your name, so that people don't think that this has become just a stitching channel. But we could start it in the group, and maybe each person, then people can be posting it. We can have an album of stitches. Terry can share her Pinterest board that's got all the stitches. We can share videos of people doing different stitches. So maybe we can just take one stitch a week. We'll post it in the group. And then those of you that are looking for something to do here in the lives, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Gosh, I love these knots. They feel so good to touch them. But I know that people don't want to see just stitching. Oh, only because you suck at stitching.
Yeah, Victoria, I think it's the phone. I used the old phone to hook up for the second camera.
Well, then you can still hold your stitching up to the camera that you're working on now, so we can see what not while you're doing it, but I mean, every so often you can hold it up and show
I can show you, right, and see.
Yeah. And before we go, we'll put that on full screen so you can hold it up so everybody can see what it is that you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute here. I'm looking to see here. Yeah, there's no lag when you don't show the desk. Interesting. Marjorie says another idea for a weekly do together could be an art journal. I just cannot relax enough to have. Oh, well, see, that's kind of where I was headed with my stuff. I've been doing a lot of internal thinking lately about stressing over what I'm doing and not doing, and forgetting, that the whole idea is just to have fun playing with our art. So we could definitely do something like that. I'm thinking maybe we do the book. We'll start the challenge for the book in the group so that we're not competing.
Hi, Jaya. Jaya is a mixed media and a painter. Why don't you join Susan's group and show your artwork?
We would love to see your work, Jaya. Any of you that aren't in the group already, there should be a link in the description on this video. I got all those things. And there's a link to Took's channel and Took's Etsy shop. You can go check out some of the beautiful kits that she has been posting lately. And Barbara said, I saw something fly by, something about chapters. I don't know if there's categories of stitches. I think it depends on how you want to organize something. For me, I'll be doing good just to get, the stitches on a page. But if we do it in the group, maybe maybe we could have different people share how to do different stitches. That way people can get braver at sharing things. So one person might share how to do, they could do a little video on how to do a particular stitch, or they could share links to a particular stitch. I don't know. What do you think? That way it's not all me, it's all of us, because that's the whole idea of the group, is that it's a group effort. It's not just one thing. Michelle says, I'm more of a mixed media girl hanging in a junk journal world. Well, Michelle, that's kind of where I am too. I mean, mixed multimedia is another way I've heard of it described, because people don't think of stitching as mixed media, but it is. It's just another, art method. Right? Yeah, Maggie, doing different things may bring different viewers. That's good point too. But I was just feeling like I was all over the place, and I'm finally just owning the fact that that's what I do. I enjoy doing too many different things to categorize myself. And Took's the same way. She does so. I mean, have you seen her watercolors? Oh my goodness. Terry Fitzpatrick is another one. She does so many different things. A lot of us do so many different things. Barbara's a quilter and a journal maker, and now she says she's doing Zentangles. Janet does different things. So I think that's why, if you need to put a label on something, you're a maker, you're an artist, you're a creative person. You're not necessarily just one type of something. Took, how do you decide what you're going to work on? Do you get up in the morning and say, I'm going to finish this project? Or do you give yourself deadlines, or do you just follow what interests you?
I usually plan out everything in my head before I go to bed. I get up and try to get stuff done. And then before I go to bed, I look around and then plan my day for tomorrow. And that's how, yes.
So you're a good planner.
Good planner, but not always good follower.
Yeah, I have trouble on the finishing part. Well, now that Took's lag isn't getting in the way of her talking, if you have any questions for Took, now is the perfect time to be asking them. Sharon says, I see journal making as mixed media. Yeah, it's how many processes can be incorporated into journal making. Yes. Mariah says, we are mixed media, so we can do all sorts of art because one thing doesn't get it done for us. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Barbara says, I just made a new journal cover that has no book pages in it. I'm going to make signatures out of some fabric. Maybe I should have it on elastic Midori style so I can take the fabric out. That's a good way of doing it. Hey, Lori, listening in as she's working on an accordion village book. Oh. Maggie says, I think mixed media means using 3 or more different mediums. I like that idea. All right. The pearl is definitely easier to stitch with than the silk, and it feels really good. So I might just keep working on that.
I think the silk is meant for the one layer of fabric.
I think so too. Well, and I think the piece that I cut, I mean, that was way too long. That's like, that's probably 2 feet long. That's way too long. It should have been much shorter for working with silk.
Mm-hmm.
But I do this. This is nice. So I'm just going to have a big old field of purple knots. Terry says, I am artistically ADD and have got to have variety. Yeah, I think a lot of us are like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm ADD too.
Same here. Victoria says, almost all of my journals now are elastic rather than sewn because I love the fact that the covers can be reused over and over again. Yep. Barbara says, sometimes my mixes are paint on Tuesday, fabric on Wednesday, doodling on Thursday. Yeah. And I've kind of been thinking of that. It's like, okay, there's like doing digital stuff is a different mindset than doing something where I'm using my hands. And so I like to do that in the mornings if I'm doing digital work or if I'm, just answering emails and comments and stuff. And then the physical stuff the rest of the day. And then I love to slow stitch in the evenings while we're watching TV. Michelle says, it's me totally. Tried most all art, but right now loving gel plates, have done oils, acrylic, watercolor painting. I love doing things in miniature. I even make glass beads using a torch. Wow.
How fast the oil dry, Michelle? Because I have so much oil paint.
That's a good question. Does oil paint go bad? I've got my husband's grandmother's oil paints. I don't know if they're still any good to use or not.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica is back. Oh, Barbara, that's a great idea. Barbara says, I have a primary folio I made out of wallpaper, Midori style. Then I put handmade books or traveler's notebooks in it until they're finished. Then I bind a whole year together.
Nice. Yeah.
Jessica says you can get an additive to make oil paint dry faster. Oh, Terry, do you have that link to the jelly plate you made? You had a recipe. Marjorie was asking if you can make your own. Yeah, it's a nice way to try it out and see. Well, what did I do here? I made a big old mess. I don't know what I did.
Would it be cheaper to buy one, Marsh, for the gel?
And then it's if you have a mold or something. I don't know if it'd be cheaper.
Shelby, no, it's also the only pink left. Thank you.
Janet says, I downloaded the app Tiny Decisions. I have 2 wheels. One has all my hobbies. The second has the length of time. When I feel overwhelmed by all that I want to work on, I spin the wheel. That's a good idea. Yeah, I went and checked that app out. Anna says, does anybody else have a lot of UFOs, unfinished projects?
Yes.
Yes. All right. I don't know if that's going to come out or not. It's probably going to come out. What did I do? I don't know, but let's just tie a knot here so that I don't lose everything. Maggie says that Michelle makes beautiful lamp beads and glass miniatures. Wow. That is a different kind of patience. Victoria, only 5 UFOs. Oh, I saw somebody asked if you had any blue kits left.
No, I I think it's Shelby. Yeah, no, I saw them. They all sold out. Thank you for the. It's only pink one left. Pink is nice too. I know we shouldn't talk about pink in Susan's channel.
Oh, absolutely. Talk about paint. Talk about anything art creative. Please.
It's just teasing you. I like teasing you.
Wait a minute. I saw something and then wait a minute. I got to back up here. Barbara says, oh yes, ink tints on fabric. I love ink tints on fabric. Barbara's a finisher. Sharon's like me. She just stacks up those UFOs all over the place. Victoria says, physically I have 5, mentally I have thousands. Yeah, Marjorie, we should make wheels to spin. I have a room full of unfinished. I am 65% an idea person and the rest maker. Yeah. I can relate. Absolutely. All right. My fat fingers are having trouble here. There we go. Just want to tie a knot in case I totally mess up. And
I like the back of it. It looked like a map.
Somebody else said that, kind of like the map of the stars, you know? I love the way this feels. It just, okay, the pearl cotton just adds a fabulous texture to stuff. It just feels so soft. I love it. Okay, Terry posted the recipe for making your own deli plate. So it's there for you, Marjorie. Mariah only has 2 unfinished. Wow. Michelle says, I think making glass items is more instant gratification than anything stitched. Lori says, no UFOs for me. It must be in my nature. Too stressful.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have a lot of unfinished things, Took?
Not well, a lot. Yes, I have the subscription that I'm like feel a little stressed about it now, and then I have yours DT that I started.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, and then I've been doing a lot of gel plate at night. I kind of like it because I find it so relaxing, and you know, put your music on and just roll your roller.
I agree. Very meditative just to do the jelly plate.
Yeah. Been doing the pages for the journal, and then my potter that I was promised someone last year that I will get one for her. Yeah, so that's it, my project, and then my square.
So are you doing acrylic paint on the jelly plate, or are you doing any other mediums on it?
I just bought the pouring acrylic, and I love it because it's so liquidy and very thin, so easy to spread.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sharon says, I have a burning desire to start art journaling, so I'm working towards starting a new series and sharing my process. Haven't tried it before, so it could be interesting or not. Barbara says, I just peeked at the pieces of fabric I have in my closet waiting for me to discover it and play with it. They will make a great stitching book pages. I'm going to cut it today. Hey, Barbara, do you want to introduce a first stitch for us if we do that in the group? Pick a stitch that we can, you know, and just, if you don't want to do a video of it, you could just point us to some videos that you like. I'll put a post up later talking about the project. Oh, videos that need to be edited. Yeah, we don't go there, Mariah. But talking about getting back to play, I turned the video camera on the other day. I was just getting some color on paper, more for the little mini journals that I'm working on. And I let it run for like 4 hours. And when I was done, I said, you know what? The journal. I decided I wasn't going to even stress myself about trying to condense it and do anything with it. And it felt really good just to create for the sake of creating. Jessica says, I don't edit the videos. I shoot and upload. Yeah, it just depends on, nobody wants to watch 4 hours of me putting color on paper.
When I do a video, I tend to lose in time, so I cannot control myself to keep at 30 to 45 minutes. It's always run off like an hour, 2 hours, and then gonna take long time for me to edit it off.
Same here. And then when I finally, the other day my husband was running and I was running up to the eye doctor and I thought, okay, it's a perfect time. I had just a short little video that I wanted to do, just a 10-minute one. I said, no problem. I hopped over here, turned on the camera, did the recording, and then realized that I had the mute button on my thing and none of the video recorded, but no voice. It was like, okay, the whole point of doing it while he was gone was so that I wouldn't have to do a voiceover later. Okay, Shelby, back to work with you. Earn the money so you can buy more stuff, right?
Bye, Shelby.
Jessica says, I like using distress sprays on the plate. Yes, me too.
The color is so opaque though.
If you use the distress sprays,
Mm-hmm.
I use the originals, not the oxides.
Right.
The oxides are opaque. Okay, Barbara, not you for the first stitch. Got it. I use Filmora to edit just because I've been with them for years and years and years, back when they were just a little tiny startup. So I tend to be lazy and stay with who I know, what I know. Lori enjoys editing videos. Lori, you want a side job? Maybe we need to talk. I would love to get to the point where I could hire somebody to do the editing for me. That's why the lives are so nice is, people know you're going to be there for, an hour or two. So they know if they're watching a live, that's what they're going to get, is something that's long.
Oh yeah, Marsh. Our Marjorie and Daria are in our meetup group.
Oh, how nice. So
Yeah.
You guys will get to see each other in person. Nice.
This time I think we're still gonna do Zoom. We still locked down in our province. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thunder says she gets bored quickly doing the same things. That's why I took a break with junk journals and have been working on your techniques. Too much trouble with the junk journals? Sharon says, sometimes I wish I could just turn the sound off, speed up the video, and upload it. So much less editing required, but that requires music and copyright. Copyright for music. The music I use within Filmora when I use it, or right within YouTube. They've got a music selection there that is free that you can use.
Yeah, they do add new music to that. So just check it out, Sharon.
Lori uses Filmora too. I'm serious, Lori. You want a job editing? We should talk. Somebody told me a tip that they learned the other day is they hired somebody to do like the basic edits and then sent it back to the owner so that they could do the final stuff that kind of put their unique stamp on it. But it's like, gosh, just to have somebody do that, cut out where the dog's barking, and when I, had to walk away and find a supply. So it took me, 5 minutes to get back to the camera.
Bye, Anise.
Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us. Sharon, you don't need to edit in YouTube. What you can do is speed your whole thing up, then upload it to YouTube, and then add the music.
Or you can download your music into your library if you use
there you
Mac.
go. Because YouTube makes it available to you, you can download the music. Margaret, I used the Jacquard, I think it's called the Lumineer. It was in there. They have a little exciter pack, which was like a sample of like 10 colors in little tiny bottles. And one little bottle covered this with just a little bit left over. So this was actually one of the things I did on this that I wouldn't do again. You can see I've got red in here because I wasn't really sure if the fabric paint would cover it. And I'm okay with it because I figured the red goes with the purple. Just looks like a shading. But the gal that I saw do these originally, she worked with just neutrals. And then the colors were wonderful over the top of it. But I just, you know, I never seem to follow the rules. I just kind of go my own way.
I love your French knot. Like,
thank you. I'm loving these too. They feel so good. I just think knots look so cool when they're masked. I mean, I could go over the whole thing with knots and I would be happy. Well, knots and couching. So yeah, Sharon, go to YouTube Studio. Mariah says, I don't mind the editing process and have it down to a science most times. It's about time in the evenings to get it done. Yeah. I guess for me, it's like, okay, if I made an hour-long video, and even if I edit it down to half an hour, then it takes another, you know, set amount of time to do the voiceover. And it's hard to find times, like when my husband's in meetings, you know, the voice still carries. And I feel like if I'm doing a recorded one, it needs to be a little bit better, but I'm trying not to worry about that anymore. Lumineer on the jelly plate. Ooh, that's a thought. Okay, Sharon, look at Victoria's comment. Oh, Tunder says the pouring technique is too much of a mess. Okay, I got it.
I would never go into the pouring.
Yeah, that just seems, yeah, I couldn't do it. I make enough mess without that, so whoops, that one didn't quite come the way I wanted it to be, but we're going to let the loopy knots stay. They make me think of sheep. Barbara says, Michelle, if you want the fluid acrylics to spread more smoothly, I add matte medium to it and it smooths it right out. Yeah. Thank you, Terry. She's got the link up there for the paint. It was a fun way to experiment and decide. I think I could, I'll probably mix my ink tints up and do it next. I can get more color and more coverage. I, you know, wasn't paying attention to, I didn't dilute the purple with any water. So it's pretty dark, which is fine. But I think if I was doing it over neutrals and I diluted it, I could get some different shading. Mariah says color shifting ones. Ooh. Jessica says, I'm finding it hard to find time just to record. Adding editing would be too much. I'd never get videos published. Yeah. Took, do you do one video after another, or do you?
No, I do video when I feel. I craft every day and maybe like all day long. But I just don't feel like I have to turn the camera on. Sometimes I feel stressed when I have to talk about some things. Like I don't want it to be depression video all the time, even though I'm crafting.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And we go to the crafting to get rid of the stressful feelings, right?
Yeah.
You know, if we're feeling frustrated, we go to make the art so that we're not so frustrated anymore. And then if we have to talk about it, then the frustration comes back.
Yeah.
There's never enough time. Yeah. And Sharon says, I don't like looking at the screen for too long. So often I edit in small portions till I'm done. That works great. Oh, you've had a migraine for 3 days? Yikes.
Yeah, that's horrible.
PM is PM Artist Studio, and that's Mariah and Patricia, mother-daughter arting team. Victoria Bulk Films.
I wish I could do that.
I did it a couple times, but I realized that I lost my energy. I felt like I wasn't giving the best energy to the videos. So for me, I'm just learning that, I can't do things that I used to do ages ago, and that's okay. It's just I'm bringing a different energy to my work now, and I prefer that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to not beat myself up over the things.
An art studio video, like a tour on my studio, Doreen. I just uploaded a few weeks ago to tour my office.
Oh, good. Hi, Amanda. Haven't seen you for a while. How are you doing?
Hi, Amanda.
All right, I'm liking this more. I was a little frustrated with these projects when I finished painting, but I knew that once I started doing any kind of embroidery, I would feel better. I kind of want to pick out the pink silk stitches. You can't really even see them, but I don't think they're going to add anything. So I might pick those out and start over.
Thank you, Victoria.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, I missed the thing too. Just hanging out. Well, hanging out is good, right? I have another meeting after this. I have a Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to sit and hang out and get caught up on some videos and just sit and stitch for the rest of the day. There we go. So how's your square coming, Took?
I've been doing French knot the same, but
Yeah.
I did like a garden. I don't know if I turn off this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Light.
Let me put this one. Put that one over. It makes it a little bigger.
So this is what I'm working on. Where this one, and I'm gonna come in and add some more like a darker color later, and then
Nice.
I go down and then I add some of the French knot on here, and now I'm adding leaves to the bottom part.
I love it.
And my plan is to add some seed stitch in here, and then I should be done with this square.
How big is the square?
6 by 6, and then we have the edge 1 inch for the connection. What do you call the extra space? Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Barbara's ripping fabric. So you're making your fabric book, huh?
Oh, you have to share with us.
Yes.
Hello.
Joanna, you're here. Jojo.
Hi.
Did you just get off work, or did you just get up before going to work? I mean, I know you have the late shift, or are you off today? Or are you watching on your break? You have so many choices, right? So how are you going to do your book, Barbara? You're just going to, I had some pages set aside for fabric book, and then I ended up using them on another journal that I'm working on. Yes, Shelby, we need to get her to post a picture in the group.
Thanks, Margaret. Thanks, Shelby. I was like wanting Maggie's journal so bad on the fabric. I wasn't that quick. I haven't done the fabric journal yet. That's one thing I want to try.
Yeah, I want to do one of those too. I haven't, I kept starting one and then using the fabric for other things. Hey, Tunda, that's a great idea. Do a live stream every day. I have another artist friend. That's what she does. She goes live every day and she's there for a couple of hours while she's working in the studio. People come in and out and it works for her.
Hmm.
Hi, Barbara. Welcome from Denver.
Hi. Why am I echoey now?
I don't hear. Did one of your tabs come unmuted? Because I don't hear any echoes when you were talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jojo says I work from home, but he goes to work. So you you live Craig's work hours. Yep. Oh, you can hear an echo, huh? Let's see here. Shouldn't.
I only have StreamYard. Should I turn off the YouTube then?
You could, yeah, you could turn off the YouTube or
Okay.
just mute that tab.
Yeah, okay. I turn off. Yeah, I muted, but I just wonder, does that help?
Oh. Does that help at all, Victoria? Okay, Mariah, thanks for joining us. Back to work with you. Huh. So is the echo better?
Okay. Now the YouTube is off.
But considering this was our first time trying to do this, I think we did pretty well.
Oh, I
We
need
just
to
need to figure out
out.
how to get you going with a second camera
Yes.
so that people can see your beautiful work while you're working on it. But I absolutely know they love being able to see your face and feel like they are sitting there crafting with you in the room. Okay, that took care of the echo, Victoria said.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I have to ask my husband to no training for him today. So he did the schedule, not accepting.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
All right, what am I going to do after these? Because I think I'm about filled up with these French knots. What am I going to start next? Need a different color.
Will you add leaves or twigs on this one?
On this particular one, no, but I'm going to do some flowers, some lazy daisy flowers and leaves, and maybe I'll do some of the pistol stitch like you. I think that would work good. Maybe over here. And then when I get to the end, since this has kind of got some sparkle, I'll probably add some beads. Are you going to put any beads or buttons on your squares, or?
I already put some beads and button in.
Fly stitch, yeah. I need to do the fly stitch when I can keep looking at the book for a little bit because I haven't done it for like 6 months. So I need to, every time I haven't done a stitch for a while, I have to rework it again in my brain.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. You are so sweet.
She is a sweetheart. Thank you for the kind words. And hopefully you guys are leaving some thumbs up so YouTube knows you like this. And, let us know if you want Took to come back again. And if you're in the Facebook group and you're somebody that wanted to be a part of the live stream, make sure that you sign up on the post in the group. And we'll bring you on. I've got a little bit of thread left. And I wonder if I have enough just to add another color on this couching. The echo is back.
Is it? Oh. Wonder why.
Let's see. over here on my side. Let's see.
I only have
Wait a minute, Took. Let me see if it's me on my side here. See if that takes care of it. There's something that I didn't do before. Let me know if that take care of the echo.
Is it
Jojo, yeah, we'll get you. Hey, Pauline. I realized I had one more thing. It wasn't open, but I had the volume on my computer, and normally I shut that off. So that might have been contributing to it. It might not have been Took at all. It might have been all Susan making the things interesting. Sharon says, I can deal with Took and surround sound. I love it. Uh-oh, Took, did you mute yourself?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Took. You muted yourself somehow. Took, you are absolutely quiet.
I did not.
I can tell you're
mute
laughing, but I
myself.
can't hear anything. Oh, wait a minute. Can anybody else hear her? Okay, Took, say something now.
I did not mute
Okay.
myself.
No, it wasn't you. It was my thing there. So I don't know. We'll have to figure out the echo on a practice session, because when I muted the computer, then I couldn't hear what I wanted to hear. So I don't know. All right. So it was me. It was all on my end. We'll have to figure out the echo. Barbara's going to have to take her fabric prep project out to the kitchen. And now the echo's back. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We're coming up here to the end of it, so I'll ask you to bear with us on the echo for this week. Because I'll have to log off here in a little bit. And Took, it'd be great if you can figure out the second camera thing, because we would love to be able to see more of your work.
I will try it. Yeah.
I will try that, Sharon. Let's see. Okay, I turned the volume down. As long as I can still hear Took, we'll see.
Yeah. And maybe I can get your advice on the camera that you used for recording.
Oh yeah, we bought the it's the Logitech 920 webcam, and it was pretty reasonable price. They've come back down now.
20. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have YouTube on over here at all anywhere,
Yeah, me neither.
but we'll figure it out. It's not as bad. Okay, so it's just makes quiet volume on my side for listening to things. Okay, we'll figure it out for the next time, because hopefully Took will want to come on and do this again. I think we should do a major jelly plate day and see how big of messes we can make here together.
I'm still learning. I still learn the feel of the paint and the roller, because
Well, same here. I mean, it's all still learning. And it's funny is when I did my last jelly plate session, and I thought for sure so much of the pages were just boring and blah, I'm in love with them. I dipped them all in leftover coffee dye, so that the backsides got some color on them, and tore them into pieces. And I'm just really enjoying them. Yeah, jelly plate days are always good. All right, yeah, I like just a difference. Okay, this was dark because it was dyed, and then just putting the lighter on there, just a little bit of an accent. So these are going to be some good TV projects to keep me going here for a while. Hey, Penny. Oh my goodness, it's 6:20. Wow. Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us.
oh, you said you're alive.
Took, they want to see your work again. Can you hold it up, and I will I'll put this one over so we can see. You've got the whole screen. Look at that beautiful quilt square. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's 6 by
Penny,
6.
that makes me think of your kind of work.
And
It's just beautiful. Oh, I see. You've got some buttons over there in your center of your flower. That's
Yes.
perfect.
that's a button, and then there's some garden here that I'm building up, and then yo-yo. I haven't done anything to the yo-yo yet. This one, and then I did some outline stitch for the lace here,
Love it.
and then I did some like a seed stitch just to fill it up here and there, and then the little heart, and then the seed bead in the heart. I'm not sure the detail pick up or not. Yeah, so that's
It's wonderful. Please post it in the group so they can see, since they remember that they've been seeing you work on it today, so they can see it more. Let's see, I saw a couple things come through. Penny's cat is her alarm. I love it. So Tunder says, I bought 2 Logitech cameras, but only used one on my first live. Can both be used at the same time? Absolutely. I've got 2 cameras going right now. They're both Logitech cameras. And it's just a matter of opening a second tab. Are you using StreamYard, Tunder? If you're using StreamYard, then all you have to do is open a second tab and choose the different camera in the second tab. And the only thing that's frustrating is they both, in my case, both cameras are exactly the same. And I had to, keep remembering which one was which, but then you just have both cameras showing just like this. So if you're using StreamYard, oh, you're not using StreamYard. What are you using to go live? Are you doing it within YouTube? We can do a practice session if you want to practice with, try StreamYard. It's free and it would be very easy to do it. No, you can't, Barbara. You can't rename one of the cameras, which is really frustrating. I mean, it just took me a little bit to figure it out. Now I know, when you turn the cameras on, you can see what it's facing, and I have them set up in their permanent place. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to do 2 cameras within YouTube. But like I said, StreamYard is free. For the free version, you could still use 2 cameras and it would upload it directly to YouTube for you. You wouldn't have to do anything else. And I'm happy to help you with that, Tunder. So Tunder's thinking about doing lives where she just shows how she's working in her studio every day.
Thank you, Thunder.
Well, that turned out to be just
Margaret. Yeah, I saw Caitlin Sudbury. What her name? I can't pronounce her name. She live every single of her video, and she just turned music on, and she doesn't talk. She just keep working, and she doesn't chat either. She doesn't reply to chat or anything.
wow.
I think that would be my kind of video. Just and then you can come back and reply to them after, right? Like in the comment or something.
Right. I don't know what I'm going to do next here,
Hi,
but
Jen.
maybe. So what other color should we put on here? We've got a yellow and I've got an orange silk.
Ooh.
Could do my silver. Oh, we should do some silver, huh? I bet metallic threads are going to be a pain to work with, though, huh? Has anybody done any stitching with metallic threads?
I have, and yes.
Yeah, it's a pain. Yeah, not something to do on camera, basically. So I can't say bad words while I'm working on it.
Because we have like layers so thick, and then it's hard to come through.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just add kind of a beigey something. All right, so now I'm supposed to put these onto a little bobbin, so I can do that. But maybe we'll just make some nice simple X's. All right, Tunder, looks like they're liking that. They're liking the idea that you're going to do the studio lives. I could do that too, because then I wouldn't have to worry as much about, if it's live, you guys understand that, my husband's working at home and You know, there might be office sounds going on. Ooh, good idea. Margaret says couch the silver.
Even couching, hard to come through. I try.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe I've got some other metallic-y yarns. I think I'll do that. I like the idea of couching the silver on though, but I will do that. Sharon, yeah, there are a lot of layers because these are those pieces that I had, you know, I pieced together the fabric and then I did some lace pieces on top of there and other things. And that was the whole idea, was to get the texture first. Okay, Barbara.
Bye, Barbara.
Rusty brown beige.
Yeah, mustard yellow or rusty color would look nice there.
Yeah, I've got this. What have I got here? This is kind of a beigey thing, so I'll do something with that. And then I've got to see my other pearl cottons are somewhere. Oh, I've got some. I didn't bring them all out. It's just whatever was in the nearby. Oh, this is like a variegated. That would be good too. Yeah, I love his laugh too. I'm really lucky. He laughs a lot. Ah. This must not have been the same needle I used before since I can't thread it. Oh, he just made some toast. It smells good. Now I'm hungry. What was the base, Pauline? It's just like that craft felt. I found a whole bunch of it in my fabric closet and was like, okay, I just need something to piece these fabrics onto. So see, we've got the green one as well. You can see the layers a bit more because I forgot to heat set this one before I washed it. So a lot of the color went out, and that's fine. It just gets another different thing. He is a happy hubby. Yep.
Yeah, he sounds super happy.
You know, and you get the point sometimes when you're working your day jobs, you just have to laugh because otherwise you can't scream at your coworkers the way you might want to sometimes. One of the things I like to do with when you've got the lace there is you can weave. Oh yeah, hydrate. Although I'm probably pretty close to being done just because I know I need a little bit of a breather before I have to go Zoom for another hour.
Thank you, Victoria. You're right.
Yeah, I really like the green and then the blue too. So see, you got all the blue, the green. So I don't know if I'll just finish the covers and make them into journals, or maybe I'll just sell the covers that are done and let somebody else make them into journals.
Love the blue.
Yeah, I do too. And I don't normally gravitate towards the blue, but I immediately was thinking doing some kind of a seashore kind of thing. I have a guest book that I need to make for a guest house at the beach. Okay, I don't like that idea. That doesn't look nearly as good as it did in my head. So we'll just cut that knot off. So I might do something like that for the seashell one.
Ridiculous laugh.
Yes, Pauline, everything's hand stitched by both Took and I. The thread zap tool. What is the thread zap tool? You tap the end of your metallic thread and it will not fray. Oh, so it keeps the metallic. Interesting. That is very interesting. I'll have to check that. Oh, it basically burns it. Huh.
Oh.
Now I'm going to check that one out. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I have this color on here. And
can I use my candle?
We'll just make some X's, huh? Maybe we'll just make some. Makes using the thread manageable. Well, that sounds really interesting. I'm going to have to go order one of those. I can tell.
There's the laugh.
Yep. It's amazing. The microphone picks up so much. All right, so I picked the section that doesn't want to pull through. And I don't have my little piece of rubber that I normally, there we go. I have a little piece of an old rubber glove that I normally use for times like this. Okay, so this section must have a lot of paint on it. Okay. Wow. Really? Maybe we won't be making a lot of X's over here. Got to do at least 3.
What size of thread? You use 6 strand in that one?
This is just a Pearl 8 that I'm doing, but I think it's that the fabric has a lot of paint on it. It doesn't want to go through there. Yeah, Pauline, what I did first was I pieced together scraps of fabric on this piece of felt, and then I stitched some lace over the top of it, and I did some embroidery on top of that. And then I painted it with Dynaflow paint by Jacquard. And now I'm accenting it with the embroidery on top. Wow. Or I will if I can get through. Let's see. Is there anything that'll help me hold it? That's too slippery. Whew. Okay, almost. Yeah, Tender, it's funny how there's certain colors that that we tend to go to all the time, and other, I mean, you guys know me, I go to green all the time. Okay, Jessica, happy to see you here this time. Take care. Hope you're creating some more awesome needle felting.
And thanks for coming by, Jessica.
You're welcome, Pauline. Okay, maybe we'll stop with just 2 there because that's just like too hard. Let's see if I can get a, no. Yeah, this was because I didn't dilute the paint. So it's pretty thick in spots.
That will be hard.
Yeah, you know, and if it gets hard like that, it's not fun to do. Then I get bored. It's like, nope. So I might come back in with just a smaller thread and a finer needle and see if that'll do some accent that way. All right, the knots will work. Or this could be one that's just filled with knots. Yeah, I have like a little chunk of a rubber glove that really helps you get a grip on something that's stuck like that, but it's over at the couch where I normally am doing my stitching.
Yeah, I do 2 Tuesday, like a needle plier, smaller one. Yeah, sometimes I use that to pull it up.
I did forget that I have, I just remember what drawer they're in. Ta-da! But the trouble is, it takes the fun out of it. If you have to do that on every stitch, there's no joy for me. I don't enjoy doing that. So it's like, no, we'll find another way to do something. I don't like only doing 2. I like odd numbers, not even numbers. All right. Do like getting some different colors on here though, because it definitely helps accent the purple.
It looks like you eco-dyed.
Yeah. All right, here we go. That's kind of a loopy knot. That's what I wanted. Maybe I can just...
I see some trails and some leaves.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's what you can't see, let's see if I can find one. So like here, I did embroider some little flowers, but they got really dark because I wasn't careful where I was painting. I just sort of want to do the whole thing. And then I thought I could go back in and dab out some of the paint, but instantly it like adhered. You couldn't take any of the paint out. So I was like, okay. But it was the first time I used that kind of paint. So I just need to, I think next time I'll do it with a brush, apply it with a brush to select areas and then dilute some of the other areas even more. It's all good. Yeah. Do I need a thimble? I have thimbles. I saw a video the other day where the gal didn't work with a thimble, but before she started to do, she was just piecing together a quilt. She just cut some strips of thick fabric and stitched them real quick and then slid them on her fingers. So she made like fabric things to protect her fingers, I guess, where she was kicking through. You see color peeking through the threads. Yeah, like fuzz. There's some of the fabric here is like upholstery fabric. Here is red, and I thought that the paint was going to cover it, and it didn't. Yeah, Sharon. Yeah. And then I added all the cording. I did that before I did the painting, so I'll add more over time. Wow. I did take pictures of them before. I posted some on Instagram, and I took pictures of all four. I have 4 of them. So that then when they're done, I can post the before and afters. Oh, I have not done any cording. Any of my cordage is not on here, and I will save all the threads and I will put it into cordage for sure. I also bought a drop spindle. Have you done any spinning, Took?
When I was kid, yes.
Yeah.
I did some silk spinning. It's really cool. My neighbor, they used to have like a silk. They do from scratch, right? Raise their own silkworm and feed the silk. And then when it's the cocoon, I get to go and they boil it and then pull it out and then I spin. Oh, it's so fun.
Oh, wow.
Make a silk thread and then they have like a big loom. You call loom? And I get to do the weaving. It was so fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Victoria wants to know what time it is where you are, Took.
It is 4:43 in the afternoon. And this is why I can't finish Susan's live show because I had to run down the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I need to go off here pretty quick anyways. This is a little bit later than normal. Janet, I have not done a specific hashtag for the journal covers. I should. I think, yeah, they just all land under my textile artist one. It's best just, I don't have that many things up there. You can go look at just my stream. I think I'm going to call it quits. Took can go fix dinner for her wonderful husband, and I can get a break before my next thing that I have to do.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Susan, for.
I am so happy. Took, let's switch it over so you can hold up your. Let us see one more time. Let us see your beautiful work.
So I just did the seed stitch to fill up this area. Which way? This one. So you can't really see, but I will post a close up to the Facebook group to this.
Yes, yes. I'd love to see it. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. Took, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll come back again. And the rest of you, I look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group or, leave a note in the comments and Took and I will get to it. Chook's channel, the link to her channel is down in the description box. Also a link to her Etsy shop so you can check out her beautiful digital kits. And sometimes she has journals for sale. They sell out really fast though. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes. Victoria, she was very brave and we are all super proud of you. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.